Hello everyone, welcome back to Laser Penguin Games. Today we're going to be taking a look at the melee sorceress in Diablo 2 MeXL Sigma. In particular, we're going to be going with the elemental version, as you could do physical damage or choose to do tri-elemental, which I'm going to be doing with this one here. So let's go ahead and get into the skills first, like we normally do. So on our reward page here, got 5 in Symbol of Esu just for the absorb. I'm going to max out Baneblade for block speed, block chance, life and attack. The physical damage is still alright, but we're not going to be doing a lot of physical damage here. But also this is the melee Sorc bonus skill, so we're going to take that. Put 1 in Force Blast just as a nice debuff to have. So this is going to be more of a AoE farm build than a boss killer. So for our melee here, we're going to put 1 in Moonstrike, 1 Ray Sword, 1 in Full Slade, Full Slade, 1 Blade Spirits, and I'm going to max out Bladestorm. That's going to be our main ability. Now, I'm going to be going to Fire and Lightning for my 2 trees, just because of the equipment I have, which you'll see shortly. Basically, I'm just going to want the Living Flame here. I did put 1 in Flame Front, 1 in Flame Strike, 1 in Pyro Blast. I did put 1 in Fire Dance, so if we want slightly more physical damage, we can get it as a buff. But most of the time, you won't really be using it, but you can if you want. You can kind of rotate between that and your Force Blast. In the Lightning Tree, we're just gonna do one Forked Lightning, 1 Thunderstone, 1 Tempest. I'm gonna max out Warp Armor for the chance to avoid here, which I'm gonna stack with some of my armor pieces and weapon, get a bit more avoidance, and also we're getting a huge defense bonus as well. And then you'll see here I've put all my remaining extra points into Nova Charge, and this is gonna give us just a bit more energy, free lightning damage, and like a free stun sometimes, which is nice to have since we don't want to just set it and forget it. We will have let's see here, I do have Hive off an amulet, which we'll take a look at after the stats. So let's bring up those pages. Obviously, it's glitched and it keeps telling me I have too many items, which is really annoying. But I'll do that. Okay, so bringing up our character sheet here. So I ended up putting a little bit too much strength in, but I probably would have wanted a few more requirement jewels, because right now my belt requires like 600 something strength. Something ridiculous, but as for that, I just kind of put enough into strength to wear the gear, a little bit in vitality, not much, and pretty much the rest in dexterity because of our weapon, and we're going to be getting more damage through dexterity. Also, we're going to get more armor and block as well, which is nice. But you'll see here I'm using Starhawk, and this is going to get 37% of dexterity out of this tri-elemental damage to weapon. So we're going to be trying to stack as much dexterity as we can to add that bonus damage. Now this is going to be, you'll see here I just put in some extra elemental runes for extra damage. I just put in 2 light runes, 2 fire runes, and 2 ice runes. You can probably experiment with that a bit, and you can put in magic runes if you want, because we're going to be doing magic damage as well. You can see on the sword, it's going to add basically 1,000 magic, fire, lightning, and cold, and then I added life on attack first, and then a bit of innate elemental damage as a weapon. Now this is our shield, which is going to give us extra bonuses from the other Sorc trees, and the main thing we want it for is the elemental pierce to our opponents there. Any extra mystic orbs, I kind of added dexterity after a little bit of defense. You can see here I filled it with Czar runes to get more pierce as well. So you could use a different shield here for sure. The problem with getting these bonus skills is you don't get all the bonus stats because they're not counted as base skills. So although you do get all these extra moves, which are the big passives for the Sorcs, which gives you more defensive abilities, but you don't get, like it says, like you're seeing +6, +8, +9. You're not getting that because they scale based on putting points in the base talent. So they're nice to have. Also, it's still a nice little buff, but it's more for getting the elemental, and you do get max poison resist as well, and also a pretty decent defense. I think there's other shields that you can add for damage instead if you want, but and go with this because hopefully they fix it later in the future too, where it actually adds to the base stat of the Sorc ability, because this is kind of stupid right now. Because it should be comboing too with the summon, because the summon for the Sorc, the sword summon, is going to get more life and everything based on the base stats in your other. So it's just, I don't know why, like they had it made and then they just screwed it up. So I don't know what they're doing with that. For my helmet, I'll be using Lakudi Cowl. It's just full of more Zara runes, and this is just more elemental damage and more pierce. This is where I'm getting high from Klaatu Barada Nikto. It's giving me some attack speed skills. You'll see that I do have a lot of like random procs on attack too with this build, which is pretty fun. This is also going to give us a stun attack. So we get stun attack, we get hive, we get Nova Bomb on attack there. We're going to get magic missiles with our sword. Armor I'm going to be using is Kometho. Now, for your armor, you could use Natalia's Legacy, which is 6 Zis runes, and you'd have to probably want to be putting them in a Sorc armor because it's going to have Dex requirement instead of Strength. But you could roll poorly and have to waste just hours upon hours upon hours trying to get an armor. So I went with this one where I can re-roll it, and also I put an ethereal armor and made it indestructible. So this is going to give us Sorc skills, Pierce, chance to avoid, lots of goodies, a little bit of max life as well. And it's just a lot easier to acquire, I guess, a 1 on rune than 6 Zis runes that could roll into an absolute fail. But if you're really into this build, you want to go for it, you can try out Natasha's Legacy with it. Okay, so you can hear if you guys want to see the jewels. So for all the jewels, I was going for attack speed with like the knee rune. So we don't have a lot of physical damage, so trying to go for actual percentage leech is not going to be very effective. So we want life and mana on attack, and that's going to be done by crafting with knee runes. And also you're looking for attack speed to cap out your attack speed. For gloves, I'm just using Blind Anger, and we're going to get a Crucify proc with this. We're going to get more just all stats, skills. That's just a good all around. You can see I think I already capped out my attack speed, so I just started adding more life on attack with the bonus stats like life and dexterity. For the rings, I'm using 2 Bad Moons, which are going to offer us just more pierce and more elemental damage. And for my belt, I'm going to be using Ahriman, and that's just a big pile of stats as well, defense, skills, and more tri-elemental damage. And for the boots, I'm going to be using Riptide here, which is going to let us cast Arcane Torrent on melee attack, and it's going to give us physical resist, maximum elemental resist, just all sorts of good things, and then we get a little bit of bonus magic damage and cold damage as well. So we're going to have a lot of procs on attack here, and then I'll see in my alternate weapon slot, we got the Cersei for Bloodlust with the knee rune shield for duration. And that's pretty much it for the gear, but we're going to go take a look. See how this does in FOTS. We're going to buff up first, so we're going to get some Bloodlust there, then we're going to get our mana shield. 5, Nova Charge. And then I think we have, yeah, we had it on already. We'll just the Bane Blade. And maybe we'll grab him a Merc so he can run around and die. The nice thing if it was we can put the Bladestorm on left click here, and if we want to rotate Force Blast and Fire Dance we can, but I usually just have Force Blast on there. So let's see how we can do here. So we're gonna probably eat through these guys pretty quick. Oh, and we get a Gal Root immediately. And our guy leveled up. We have all kinds of damage of many types. Yeah, alright, let's get that Gal Rune. So, a nice pickup at the start of of Fox there. Maybe we'll go over to old Remtown and see how we do in there. Head over there quick. You can still use it to kill bosses, it just takes takes some time, and a lot of the bosses punish melee really hard, so I try to avoid using melee characters to fight bosses in higher Uber tiers, because it gets pretty frustrating or takes very long time. But for farming, this seems... oh wow, getting a Taha as well? Okay. Wait, is that two? No. Is that 2 Tahas? What's going on here? Sometimes I do like over 10 runs and get no greater runes. I just ran towards Remtown and get 3. All right, okay. We'll get you, Necrobots. Use a heal there. Also, I think my chance to avoid right now is like only 35%, but that's pretty much every third hit we're going to be able to avoid. It's pretty nice. I would probably want to stack a bit more physical resist, as mine's only still at 14%, which is not very high for a melee character. So I probably want to find maybe switch the shield out for something else that has more physical resist, but other than that, I think I like the rest of the pieces. Looks like it's going to do very well in Remtown here. Ooh, we'll take it down to the dragon. Real quick. Ah. Also, we have hella defense, so a lot of things are missing. Oh, we got an amulet. We're gonna check it out. Let's get the dragon. You have to earn the amulet. Let me take a look at what it is. Yeah, we have too many items. Sure. And the dragon's going down. Alright, let's go take a look. See if we got something spicy or some garbage. Well, it's Visionaries, but it's a 1 skiller, so. Wah, wah. Could have been nice, but alright, well. That's probably going to be the last Sorc build for a while. I know I did a few in a row. I'm going to take a look at some. I just felt like finishing. I had the gear all ready to go, so I'm like, I might as well finish doing some of these Sorc builds. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Hello everyone who made it to the end of the video. This is LaserPan Games, reminding you to smash that like button, leave a comment below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps out. And if you're looking for even more content, check out my Patreon here, where I post exclusive video content every month, and you'll have access to all of that.